That is so warm. It's
I-
awesome for the winters here.
When you're in space.
Shh.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to this week's edition of the Six Gaming Podcast. I am your host, as always, Shinosan. I'm damn happy to be with you guys because I'm slightly sober. Slightly. I still have a shit ton of my back pills. But, you know, whatever. This week is amazing because we are bringing you guys the answer to what now?
Actually,
all the answers.
I'm pretty sure this is actually episode 43, the infinitely improbable episode in which we skipped episode 42 until Brox is back.
It does seem probable.
Infinitely improbable.
So
That's
there
gonna
you go.
get really confusing.
Fuck it, yeah, this whole thing just went weird all of a sudden. But let me introduce you guys to my favorite set of co-hosts we've ever had on the show. Up first, of course, Captain Damien.
Hi.
I love the hat, by the way.
I know this hat's so comfy.
It's sexy.
keeps me warm in the space winter.
Well said. Up next, Mr. Pantherian.
I has a hat too.
That is a sexy hat as well.
Yeah, bad mic.
Yeah,
Ron has a bad mic too.
I think it has to do with the bourbon.
Everyone has a bad mic tonight.
Yeah, it seems like it. Now, with the retarded hat on today is Mr. Vegito.
My hat is not retarded, thank you.
It looks pretty ridiculous. It's like if Vader packed on like 600 pounds just in his head. I'm just saying.
Oh wait, Veg lost some weight.
Right. No, he has. It's just
I'm down to
this giant
375.
stretched out Death Vader.
Sweet. We should have a contest.
No, I'd rather not.
Oh.
I don't
I
like
don't-
content.
I'm perfect the way I am. Thank you very much. I've been on Tumblr and they tell me that I have to be comfortable with my body size. It's plus size. Healthy at any size. Thank you very much.
And my mommy says I'm special for a reason.
Hashtag Space Captain
Um,
Acceptance.
I don't know about you guys, but I am a special snowflake.
Yeah, well, you're special. I'll give you that.
Does your mommy tuck you in every night and says that she loves her little one?
Yeah, but the commute is hell. It's pretty far.
God damn it. Finally, of course, Mr. Silence, Ron Klee.
Yeah, I am not audible, I guess.
You're better now. Also,
Yeah, you're good.
cool Alex, your mom in the house. So, what is
Oh,
someone's
shit.
mom joining?
Wait. I don't...
Maybe not.
What's he doing to my mom? Hold on.
You know,
We'll figure this out later. Doesn't matter. So yes, thanks you guys for coming. This is episode 42. We have some very interesting stuff to talk about and some very not interesting stuff to talk about because someone's got to pad out these shows for a fucking hour. Okay, so tough titty. That's
We
all
do
I'm saying.
that. That's
But-
a great reference, by the way.
Which one?
Tough titty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You like it? I sneak them in every now and then when I can. All right, so let's kick things off with my favorite part of the show. That's right, it's news.
News.
I thought it was Roundtable.
No, that's later. That's
Oh.
later. My script isn't that fucked up. That's all I'm saying. So, okay, some very interesting stuff going on with Rocket League. If you guys don't play it, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go get it. It's practically free now. Jesus Christ. And I think I think it's honestly on sale right now through Steam too, so you have zero excuse to not fucking own it. But there's some cool stuff. So if you guys remember, a couple months back, they brought out the DeLorean from Back to the Future into Rocket League. Well, now they're taking it even further. They are giving us Portal-related stuff for Rocket League.
God.
Do I have to buy it?
And they're also doing a winter league event. Should be pretty cool though. The tournament's going to be very interesting. There are some special items that can be won through that. Yeah, it should be cool. I play the game, but I tend to rage on it, so I don't give a fuck what my car looks like. You know what I mean?
You
That's-
just have
He already broke a controller over it.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Anyway.
But to answer Dan's question, if the car bling is free, but you do have to play to get it. You get it like you get the current one for your
it's
car.
random stuff.
Yeah, it's just random award on completion of a match.
Right. But still, I mean, some of it is pretty cool. It really is. So you have to look it up.
Companion cube.
But all right.
It
So
does talk to me.
does it really?
Yeah, it does.
Ron, we have to euthanize your companion cube.
What? No, you're not touching
I'm
it.
sorry. We have to euthanize it.
Well,
You're
good
not
luck
allowed to
finding
bring
it.
with you.
It's somewhere between Houston and here.
If I still sound like a robot, you should put your companion cube into the disposal unit.
Yes.
Thank goodness you don't sound like a robot.
No.
I know, right? Okay, so up next, Star Citizen. Who wants to talk about this? Because I didn't get a chance to read this.
Yeah.
It just hit $97 million.
Well, the story here is that they're coming out with a new custom controller. This is a $350 HOTAS setup, which, as far as HOTAS setup goes, that's not bad. But the problem is that the keys on it are not mechanical.
Are they
Wait, what are they? Membrane?
magical?
They're just normal keys.
So it's like
So
a
it's just
membrane keyboard.
Yeah, it's just normal keys. It's like
Yeah, membrane keyboard.
yeah,
Yeah, membrane.
So
This guy.
and
That's insane in the membrane.
Right?
insane in the brain.
I can't believe we're talking to a guy who programs and he doesn't know the difference between mechanical and membrane.
I
Ron,
program. I don't
you-
use. I don't. Do
bro,
that.
do you even keyboard?
Right?
I program. I don't hardware.
Do you ASCII, bro?
I don't even.
Mark Hamill's in it, so that's pretty cool.
So, yeah, anyway, it's interesting, yeah, I guess. Fuck it, Star
This
Citizen.
better not be like a Duke Nukem fiasco.
I don't think so. With all the money that's been thrown into this, Duke
Whoa.
Nukem was hastily developed. This has got years of
Jeez,
development, and people are already really liking the content that's been put out for it. Even
Have
I
you
do.
guys seen the picture of the setup? It's like serious.
Like super serious.
Super serial.
Serious. It's really
Super
big, and serious.
Jeez.
Just like somebody's penis, but we don't want to go into that.
Oh, God damn it.
Not
All right, so let's move on. Taken King out of Destiny, the newest expansion that they had, is getting a whole bunch of more bosses and looks like a whole bunch more content.
Is this free or is this DLC?
Now, the way I was kind of looking through it, it looks like it's DLC because you've got the expansion. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a secondary patch, almost. But what Blizzard likes to call a content patch. Hopefully there is some decent shit. But yeah, if you guys are playing it, it should be pretty interesting. Now,
Looks like
I
one
mean,
of
do
the
I have to
things-
actually pay for it, or does it come with the Taken King?
It looks
It
like
should-
it comes with it. No.
yeah,
But,
that's what I'm
Okay.
saying. It looks like it's a content patch, is all it is.
Yeah.
If you've already got
Because
it, you
Taken
got it.
King was pretty empty.
Yeah.
One of the things that they're adding to these, I don't know, dungeons, call them, is something called a challenge. And every week they're going to have a different challenge on each of the bosses. And if you complete the challenge, you can do it on either normal or hard. It will offer rewards to match.
But that's interesting, though, because that's like the personal loot type system failed in WoW. Why would they try it in this?
It's not personal loot. This is like more like trying to
Bonus
get an
loot.
achievement in World of
Oh.
Warcraft raids. So you have to do
Okay.
something specific during the encounter to get the bonus.
Interesting. Okay.
But my problem with that, though, is, oh, hey, someone drops from your group because they don't want to do that. Oh, hey, you don't get anybody back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what they need to focus on. They need to focus on people joining, already in progress dungeons. They need to focus on when people drop that they refill it. That crap drives me nuts. Like, oh, hey, you're on the last boss and it's very difficult and you need 3 people. Oh, I'm just going to have someone drop because, like, oh, I'm tired, guys. I don't want to do another attempt on this. But your second attempt. Yeah, but I'm tired. And they just drop. It's like, okay, we're screwed.
Well, they'll figure it out. I'm sure that might be
It's been
coming with
3
this
years,
next
right?
patch.
3 years now.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Sadly. I don't know. Maybe they will. Who knows? Now, up next in Blizzard news, we got an awesome little tournament coming up with the grand prize as 2 Was that 2
That's
million?
not the grand prize. It's the total prizes.
Oh,
It was
total.
2.
Okay, well, still 2 million in prizes. That's a lot of money.
And that's up from this year's 250,000. So this is like 8 times more. It's
It's
they're
pretty
doing
impressive.
a ton. It's 1 million of that is specifically for the World Championship.
Still 1 million. That's
Per
wow.
card game.
And it's only going to one person because it's always a 1v1. So that's a lot of money for any one person, to take. That's pretty impressive. I don't know what kind of a fucking deck you're building that's $1 million deck, but put it on the internet.
Watch it be
I wanna
like a
see it.
Murloc build.
It's probably a zoo build or something that's just going to piss me off.
Yep.
And then they're going to nerf it instantly after the tournament's over.
I
Yeah,
don't know what any of
probably,
these things
yeah.
mean.
Watch, it'll be like a Hunter Zoo thing and fucking just rape. But still, it'll be interesting. Whatever your $1 million idea for a deck is, I'm going to steal it once the tournament's done. All right.
And then, like I said, they're going to nerf it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Now, Ron Clay here, you put something in these notes, so all I have to say is, frat boys, get your drinks out because it is time for League News.
Yes. League of Legends, of course, had their Intel Extreme Masters round in San Jose. And Dan's got something there. What is that, Dan?
This is League of Legends news brought to you tonight by Pure Kentucky XO Bourbon Whiskey.
Delicious.
Drinky.
But one of the exhibition matches that they had was a 2 teams, and one of them was headed up by Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban.
Huh.
So he was there, and while he was playing the game, the exhibition match, apparently he dropped an F-bomb.
Good.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Get angry.
And so they're interviewing him after the match, and they say, well, drop that F-bomb cost you $15,000 fine, right? He's like, fuck it.
Nice. Good for
So he
him.
doubled it to $30,000.
But the funds went to charity, so
Yes,
good.
I'm sure he's not upset at all.
I-
So, as far as Intel Extreme Masters goes, we had TSM actually won a game.
Hang on, Ron. I gotta go back. They can't fine you for doing that. It's internet, right? We're not on cable or anything, so it's not
FCC.
regulated.
It could be
The organization
event.
might.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
but it's TSM won a series. When has this happened?
While.
It's been a
That's
while.
IEM spring.
Oh
TSM.
my God, yeah. So
TSM.
they 2-0'd LGD, and
Good.
CLG knocked out Unicorns of Love 2-0. In fact,
Really? Wow.
all of the series in this tournament were sweeps.
Yeah.
That's
2-1s
awesome,
or
though.
3-2s.
Wasn't that just like IEM in spring, too?
I think it might have been. In the semis, Origin knocked out TSM. They 2-0'd them. CLG made the finals by 2-0ing Jin Air, and Origin ended up winning the tournament by 3-0ing CLG. So that is League News.
Sweet. That was fast. That was very fast. That's all right.
And
You
then
know,
they have,
again-
what, the 1v1 stuff today?
Yeah, I think I heard
That's what
something
they're
about
doing
that.
today. Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, Penth, but you only had enough time for like 1 or maybe 2 shots. We still
It's
got the
okay.
rest of the show.
Yeah.
We still got the rest of the show. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to one of my favorite parts of the show.
Wait. We have to introduce this right.
All right.
6 Gamers Gaming. It's that time of year.
Oh,
It's
5
not.
controllers broken.
4 Ragers Raging.
Come on.
3
Drop
people
it.
viewing in chat.
Oh, bitch. We'll leave it
God
to
damn it. You people are killing me. All right.
we'll come up with something when it's closer to Christmas, and we should
Yeah,
actually
we'll
do
have
it.
to script it or something. Apparently,
Mhm.
people are good
Hanukkah
at the
starts
improv.
next week.
2
podcast.
females in the entire podcast.
Ugh.
1 rocket
Just
scientist.
say one is your mom.
Oh, it's always about his mom.
And 1
right, so-
is my mom.
This is. God damn it. This is, hey, 6, what you playing? So every week we go through because we all play different shit on different consoles and it's all over the place. So I want to know what the hell you guys have been doing all last week. So to kick things off, Mr. Roncliffe, what the hell have you been playing?
Not a whole lot this week because just there's been so much going on. But on Thursday, I did do a 12-hour Diablo 3 stream.
Ooh.
And it was kind of fun. I did a lot of, I did like solely my Demon Hunter the entire time. Ended up getting my 3 gems to 60, checked that achievement off. Got a whole bunch of personal bests, including a 65 Greater Rift with a 4-player team. It was pretty cool. So yeah, Diablo 3. Getting back into World of Warcraft again. Was able to raid on Tuesday. They were off Thursday. Crypto the Necrodancer, just practicing for a potential race coming up. I don't know if that's happening.
Against who?
I don't know. I don't know if it's happening. So, and then I did get back into Descent Underground because they had an update that put tricording back.
Oh, there you go.
I was so happy about that. So once I did that, it was once I did that, it was much more fun playing. I haven't had a whole lot of time to play with it, but it looks like it's a lot better. In a much better state now. So that's it.
Very cool. All right, well, real quick, I'll just knock mine out. So, been playing a shit ton of Fallout, of course. I finally beat Grand Theft Auto 5 because
I beat Grand Theft Auto.
There's a campaign.
Yeah, there is a campaign. It does tend to go on forever. But I lost my old saves, so I figured if I'm rebuilding the save, I might as well just fucking beat it. So I beat it. Always nice. And then, yeah, I tried to pick up Witcher 2. The fucking controls are insane to me on keyboard and mouse. I don't know how people do it. So I might switch over to a controller.
You're horrible with the keyboard and mouse. How can you call yourself a gamer?
No, I'm pretty
gamer?
decent. I can still rock the shit on the Quake.
To be fair, the controls on Witcher 2 on the keyboard are not very good. So
yeah, they're
better
awkward.
on that.
But
well, he's supposed to be a gamer, not a whiner. So.
Hey, I'll play anything. In fact, Veg, I'm gonna.
Would you play Shower with a Gas Simulator?
Nope, I'm gonna challenge you to fucking Quake live. We'll do a one-on-one in Quake.
Okay.
And see how you do in Arena. So that's what we'll do.
Well, that's for the last time I played Quake. I was 9 years old. Sure.
Good.
It used to be free. Now it's
not. Anyway, so that's pretty much it, honestly. I've been pretty busy doing crazy shit all over the place. Oh, I did get an epidural the other day. That was interesting.
Oh my god, you're having a baby?
Well, it does explain a lot. I mean, I'm like
all the weight gain.
Yeah, I'm 210 pounds for a reason, so I just tell myself it's muscle when I look in the mirror. It's not muscle.
Tell myself
fry
that
yourself
for years,
into a
but
tub
the
of
Air
ice
Force
cream
seems to
fatty.
disagree.
Right.
The uterus is a rather large muscle show.
Right. We'll be all right.
It's
Anyway.
liquid muscle. Liquid
Still
muscle.
having issues.
Right. Vetch, what the hell have you been doing?
I've been playing a lot of StarCraft 2 as well as Grid Autosport. Both
racing
are
games.
amazing. For those who like racing, this one and the Grid series, this one actually went back to the first Grid for driving style, which thank God they did. Because the second one was atrocious. It really was. It tried to be too much of an arcade, too much of a realistic driver at the same time, and it just was bad.
And word on the street is you got this for free.
Yes. It was basically an early Christmas present. I was very fortunate. I didn't even ask. I didn't even know that it was even on sale. He just gave it to me. So I'd like to thank James or Obadiah for that. He got it from Humble Bundle, and I believe that it is still going on, and it's like $15 for the entire series. It's always going to a good cause. Doesn't matter because you're the one that gets to pick where it goes, the money where it goes. It's worth it.
I think it's still on their main page.
Yeah.
Just as soon as you go.
It's humblebundle.com. I'm a very strong advocate for them because it is legit. It's awesome, and I love what they do.
Right.
But that being said, with the Grid series, they have the entire Codemasters bundle. It's awesome. If you like rally car racing, or if you like racing in general, you also get Overlord. I have not had a chance to play that yet. That is on my hit list. Basically, what that is basically you're an evil overlord. you get to control minions and murder people. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun game.
Interesting. I hate
So that's-
racing games, so we've discussed that.
So yeah, if you want Overlord though, it's in that bundle too,
Yeah, not worth it.
as well as Overlord 2.
Not my thing. Anything else though, Veg?
Oh yeah, I got to play Magic at 2 as well this week with random people and a friend. Rage-inducing. That's all that I have to say.
Yes, it is. Very much so.
And also,
much.
explosions.
Oh God.
Done now.
All right, Pantherian, sir, with the awesome hat.
And thus did Penth say to Ron, "Why are there only one set of footprints in that rift?" And Ron did say, "Because that's where I carried you."
Yes, that's exactly it.
That was pretty fun.
That's
I like,
awesome.
I like the
I'm glad
version
you
of-
kept that
It was,
quote.
it was so funny. It was so funny because
Oh, Ron, you're
it
starting to
sounds
sound like you're sounding like Penth.
They sound like
no.
Reapers.
it's spreading. It's spreading. No,
It is. God damn it. Was Charlie
No,
Sheen
no,
on my
no.
podcast?
how's it now?
Whoa, that's way better.
That's
There we go.
Yeah, it was kind of funny because it felt like I was power leveling someone with as much as he was dying.
He was
You
basically
Pretty
I
much
was like
were.
I was basically Paragon like 50 or something like that, and I played. I got up to 70 and played a little bit on my monk, and I just was like not super into it. And then Ron's been playing a lot, and I was like, I'll check out the season, see how it's going. I was like, Ron, give me some gear.
Yep.
So he basically he season power leveled my Paragon a little bit,
And
and then I
you
had a
know
couple
that's how
other-
Ron always does it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to get into Diablo. He'll see you log in, but he won't acknowledge you there at all. It's only when you start pestering the shit out of him, then he'll take you on a run.
Well, and then I went into like a public T6 or 7 Greater Rift. There was no one else playing. It was just me, but I had an open game, and somebody joined, and I was like starting to do like a 25 Rift or something like that, and they're like, set it for 40. I was like, I'm gonna die. They're like, I'll carry you. I was like, I'm not gonna
Nice.
complain at all. So I did like 10 rifts in a row with this guy who just was
Oh, so nice.
face rolling through 40 rifts with 2 players where I wasn't even contributing. It was a witch doctor, and just like it was running through it like it was nothing.
Hey, Ben.
Yep.
Hey, Roger.
Roger.
Yes. Okay. That's awesome.
I do. By the way, my beard does come in red, so I do look like an Irishman. I don't really know why.
Awesome.
I said
Anything
it.
else?
And I've been playing a little bit more Spec Ops: The Line. It is. There's definitely a lot of story in this game, and it's, as I said last time, it's a pretty generic cover shooter. But it's.
Oh God, I'm sorry. You have to. You have to.
Do it. Do it.
Roger.
No, the other one.
The other one.
Do it.
No, exterminate.
What about
Yeah, exterminate.
what's our vector? Victor?
I like it.
Surrounded
Yeah.
by assholes.
Oh God.
I'm missing the
Yes.
sleeps, and the sleeps.
Oh, you're a god among legends.
Man, that's pretty
Yeah.
good. Usually I'm just a god among men, but a god among
No,
legends.
god among legends. We're all too good for the rest of that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, Spec Ops is really good in that. It's really. I think what it is a lot of war games, like you run through, you kill the bad guys, and there's story, but it's not like you never feel bad for killing people. Like you're just running through. I sound like a Reaper. Do I still sound like a Reaper?
There you
A
go.
little bit.
I think it's fixed.
We are your destruction.
Yes. Amazing.
That's awesome.
The cycles have come and gone. I'll have to find the quotes.
We are
Anyway,
Harbinger.
yeah. So but like you in this, like at first you're killing guys that are attacking, and you're like, well, I'm just defending myself. But after a while, like it's military, and you don't know why they're attacking you. Like they think you're somebody else, and you think they're somebody else, and you're like, oh man, I'm killing these guys that might just kind of be defending their area, and you're coming in storming with your guns blazing. Yeah, like Mr. Fu said, it really it makes you think about what you're doing, and it's not very common in most games. It's like you're the good guy, everyone else is the bad guys, and you have to kill everything.
Interesting.
So I recommend it. It's usually on sale for like $7 or something like that. So
Yeah, I wonder if I have it in my Steam already. I'll have to look. So, very cool. All right.
or just watch a Let's Play if there's
Or
a playthrough.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sure
Alright,
there
so-
is.
Captain Damien, are we ready?
Oh, am I the last one now?
Yeah, are we ready for
God.
liftoff?
Okay, yeah.
Hold
So-
on a second. Timbers bomb!
Timbers!
It's a cat.
You realize that cat looks really pissed off at you right now. Like, why is this asshole spinning me around?
Ground control to Captain Damien.
All right, dude. Just like Gelthai said in chat, man. No pressure. Let's do this.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by saying I was playing Rogue Legacy earlier this week because I was going through old Grumps videos and I found them playing it. And I was like, oh man, that's a really good game. I should go back and play it. I'm still terrible at it, but it's really fun. I was playing Fallout, and I was doing like settler village stuff. I was building a village and I was trying to get people to come join it. People did come join it. I got like 7 people to one town. And
Nice.
I noticed they were just kind of boring. Like they just stand and do the same thing all day, and then they go to bed if
Yep.
they could find their bed, because they can't terrain negotiate very well because the game's glitchy as all fuck.
Did you try to RP as an NPC?
No, I didn't. I just like to build towns and stuff. So that got me playing the game RimWorld. You've never heard of RimWorld? It's an indie developed game from Ludion Studios, I think.
Never
And-
heard of him. Yeah.
It's kind of like The Sims, if The Sims got dropped on a random alien planet and had to gather resources to survive.
Really?
So you just have to like keep all these people alive and build a sustainable colony that could live on the planet. You can hunt for food, and the game gets really in depth with like injuries and like events and stuff. So people can get sick, and you have to take care of them while they're in bed, like dying, or people can get their limbs shot off in combat, and you can get like prosthetic limbs for them. Or if you're poor like me, they're just like unable to do anything for several weeks.
Nice.
This sounds suspiciously like Dwarf Fortress.
It's not the same interface as Dwarf Fortress. It's
Okay.
yeah, it's a really cool game. So I decided today, when I realized it was going to be the podcast day, to do something a little bit fun. So when you're picking characters, you basically just click randomize until you get a group of people that you like. You start with 3 people.
I already don't like where this is going.
So I asked Sho and Ron for their ages,
Uh-oh.
and then just pick the first people that corresponded to the ages. Right?
God
So,
damn it.
I would
Why
like
are
to
we the old men?
I would like to present you with the very first episode of Six Gaming Podcast Theater.
Uh-oh.
Sweet. Sweet.
There we go. I got a little music going. Is that loud?
That's good.
Okay, cool. So, we landed on an arid desert alien world, and then in the distance we spotted ruins in the side of a mountain. We figured it would be a good idea to try and break in and use it as a shelter. A dialogue box came up, but alas, it was ignored, because reading is for squares.
Yep.
After breaking the wall open, we discovered some ancient mechanoids. We met with them in glorious combat. A Sho, who was incapable of violence, ran around in the crossfire and had his leg shot off and went into shock.
Wait. Sho is incapable of violence?
In this one,
Tell that to his
Sounds about right.
controllers.
I was
Sounds about right.
picking totally random characters. Ron proceeded to stab the alien robot with a plastic knife. Being in close range of the aliens, his right arm got shot off and he went into shock.
Oh,
Ow.
Ron. Can't take you anywhere.
Damien, with a survival rifle, killed one of the aliens and proceeded to take cover behind a rock and fired at the one remaining alien until getting shot in the chest and also going into shock. We were
Would do it for
all
me.
unconscious on the ground for several days. Cho died of an infection. Damien died of blood loss. But Ron, that hero Ron, with one remaining arm after his right arm was shot off in the battle, recovered enough health to stand up and engage the alien centipede once more. He grabbed Damien's rifle and valiantly fought with an 8% chance to hit because his arm...
Quickly, Ron! Roll a nat 20!
Right.
But, alas, he succumbed to an infected wound within the battle and bled out on the ground.
Fuck! Natural 1!
All in all, as a colony sim, I give it a 13 out of 10. And
I
that
would
was-
reserve 5 minutes of every podcast.
That was
Another.
the first edition of podcast theater.
And quite possibly the last.
No, I want
No, that's going on.
to.
Over.
We can get
By the
Samuel
way-
Jackson.
Ron doesn't like it because he sucked and died.
Hey, I survived a lot longer than those two.
Hey,
Yeah,
I was
you
the
survived
chicken
for
shit
several
running
days.
around, apparently.
You were unconscious for several days, and then you got back up and started fighting again. We died really quickly.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I like it.
So, I made a new set of us, and I'm gonna send us out and probably write down another adventure and hopefully not die.
What game is
Within,
this?
days. It's RimWorld. It's really fun.
So, why did you ignore the dialogue box?
I just do that. I don't know. So I've seen the dialogue box before, but I didn't realize what it meant. It was like you feel an ancient sense on the other side of this wall.
So
And
you
then-
knew there were aliens on the other side if you had read.
I've never seen the aliens before, though, because I've never actually broken through the wall.
Nice.
I broke through the wall, giant alien centipede, and a giant alien scyther. By the way, there's a whole photo album of this I am posting on
Wait.
6gaming, Facebook.me/6gaminggg.
Nice.
Ron,
He beat me to it. That's awesome.
yeah, what? You're not.
I love it.
You're not
I
on the
love-
ball tonight.
Hey, I don't have to be the one to be on the ball when I got Mr. Space Captain Damien.
Right.
So,
It's nice to share the
just so
responsibility.
everyone knows, if you donate $200 to this game, then your character becomes a pirate leader that commands a group of raiders in other people's games.
That's awesome.
So that's awesome.
Very cool. That is pretty cool. Live on in infamy. All right. Well, that pretty much knocks out all of our
Mr.
previous
Fu.
stuff.
Mr. Fu says that Vetch just sat in the corner shaking his head at your guy's stupidity.
Yeah,
Sounds about right, actually. Yeah.
I'm not that stupid to go out. There's a reason I'm fat.
I'm
Oh.
posting the photo album right now.
Oh, jeez.
Go check
All
that
right.
shit out.
So, you guys, let's move on to my favorite part of the show, and I'll tell you why this is my favorite part of the show. Because every week I come up, well, I'm taking credit, but I come up with all these different ideas, different questions that I pose to our co-hosts and, of course, you guys in the audience to try to figure out. And this week we brought it up before the show, and it got heated very quickly, almost to the point where some people were getting kicked out. No, not really, but it was an interesting question. So, my question to you guys. Are mainstream video games getting easier as time goes on? A perfect example of that, well, something that one of our co-hosts feels is a good example, was Fallout 4. So who wants to elaborate? What do you guys think? Are video games getting too easy now?
Yeah, well, is easy the same thing as simple?
Yeah, I meant simple. Like, they're holding your hand through too much of it. But I guess that kind of also is easy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it technically fits. I don't...
A perfect example of this would be World of Warcraft through the years. You look at the vanilla raids that came out; those things were
On your
freaking
mic.
hard.
Jiggle your wire.
Yeah,
So-
those things were
there you
freaking hard. Because what would happen would was like 3% of the people would ever finish a raid.
Yeah.
So they started doing different raid sizes and varying difficulties, and they've tried various things over the years to get that 3% up to probably near 100% of active players, you know?
Probably pretty close, yeah.
But what they've done to counter that is they have this mythic difficulty that probably still only 3% of people complete.
Right. But that's for those more, like, I guess, elitist type gamers. Mr. Fu said something interesting. He said all games are now being designed for the user. All of them, to complete the story and get to the end. That's the whole point.
That Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015 is probably not designed for the user.
Yeah, that
That's
one's
not designed for anyone.
probably
Oh,
more designed for your dad.
Sorry, do you mean PewDieBait? Because that's what that game is to be played on famous people's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
true. That doesn't surprise me.
Just like
honestly.
I Am Bread and Goat Simulator, they're just PewDieBait.
Yeah, that's true. I don't. So okay, if I look back, it's kind of weird because I like the old, like DOS-based adventure games that LucasArts had, where they didn't give you tutorials. You just go out and you would just adventure and figure out how to solve these different stuff, and you would have to use your head. Can I mix, this blue liquid with this, red liquid, and does it do something for me? And I love those kinds of games. Myst, Riven, Exile, those games are very cool to me because there's nothing except you just figure it out. You know what I mean? Have fun, experiment.
The Dig.
Yeah, the Dig.
I think what
these are all
changed
really,
a lot of
really
that scenario that you're talking about too is the internet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you had to buy a game guide or a cheat
Pretty
code
much
book.
strategy guide.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's true, but even see, my only issue is I kind of think that games are getting easier because I still remember playing, let's say Doom, right, or Quake, and just getting absolutely bent over the table, raped without lube. You know what I mean? But now
No,
you
that
look
because
at
you
some of these
suck.
first-person shooters. Call of Duty is a really good one for this example. It's almost too easy.
It's on rails.
You're such a hardcore superhero, warrior or whatever, that even if you die, it didn't send you all the way back to the beginning of the game or the beginning of the level. You just popped up where you died and moved on. And that to me is kind of bullshit. Because if you ever play fucking Mario Brothers and you lose your lives, you're fucked, brother. You got to start over from the beginning.
Well, but
So
also,
I kind of think it is.
if you look at BioShock, which I think most people would say it's a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely, it is.
If you die in BioShock, you just regenerate in the nearest, whatever it was called, Vita pod or whatever.
Right, right.
You don't get sent back to the beginning of the game because BioShock was about the story.
Right.
But maybe
It
that's
was.
part of where the line needs to be drawn, right? Like some games become a little bit simple because, like, when you read a book, the book is like it's not hard to read a book. Nothing is stopping you from progressing in the book, but you can have complicated stories. Similarly, like BioShock Infinite was not like you could set it to normal difficulty. It was not a particularly hard game. But the story I thought was relatively complex. I mean, there's people who argue that's kind of been done before and it was cliche and whatever. I thought it was a pretty good story. It was relatively complex. And so the gaming itself was relatively simple. Like there wasn't any kind of breakthrough, and it was the same kind of like cover shooter, or not cover shooter, but regenerating health. You can hold 2 guns at a time. Enemies drop guns. Blah blah blah. Like there wasn't anything breakthrough about the actual gameplay. Well, that's not true because Elizabeth wasn't a shitty person that you had to take care of.
Yeah, she got annoying pretty quick.
but what I'm saying is like the game. It wasn't like old games that were like really hard and didn't hold your hands. But at the same time, like the story itself was complex. So I think there's a trade-off where a hard game needs to sometimes be a little bit simpler or sorry, the other way. A game with a really good story might need to be a little bit simpler sometimes so that you can get through the story. But then again, like the early Fallout games kind of go against that because the first Fallout games were they're good stories.
They
again,
were
complex.
fucking hard, is what they were.
Yeah, so I don't know. Sometimes,
Well,
but I
Like
think
a
also
really
as-
good point
as
to what
gamers
you brought up,
age-
though. Sorry, go
gamers-
ahead.
So, well, as gamers age, and we've talked about this before, we don't have as much time to do stuff. So
No, yeah, that's
if you
true.
want to get through the story, it needs to be a little bit faster sometimes.
Well, and to what you were saying too, like you sometimes sacrifice maybe difficulty for story. Portal is a really good example of that, I think, where the story is amazing, but the game itself is pretty simple. You know, it's easy to grasp, it's easy to get through, but the story's what's really engaging there, and that's I think why it's such a legend. You know, is they nailed the comedy thing. But
Yeah, but at the same time, but is it good or bad? It's varies to opinion yet again. It's a gray area. It's a very gray area because you got games like Mass Effect that have a very, very in-depth story. A little bit simplistic on the shooting style. It can get very tedious trying to control people on a controller. You know, telling them, oh yeah, use this guy to lift them up, or use this guy to crush them, or yeah, use this ability to crush them. You know, and Dragon Age is another good one. The first Dragon Age was a fucking nightmare, especially on the hardest difficulty. I beat it, but it took me for one of the dragon fights roughly 4 hours
yeah, yeah.
for me to do it properly.
I think part of Dragon Age that was hard though is it was more like older RPGs where they said here are the 3 places that you can go, and everyone assumes, oh, I can do these 3 in any order, and it will it'll be like Knights of the Old Republic. Here's some plans that you can go to, and it will scale to my level.
Right.
But you were supposed to do like the elf or the forest one last. But
Yeah.
you could go there, and it was supposed to be like you'd walk in the front door and get slaughtered, and be like, oh, maybe I'm not supposed to be here yet. But because we're so used to other games scaling, I powered through the last area you were supposed to go through, just dying a bunch of times and barely making it through fights. And I was like, oh, this game's shitty. And then I got to the next area, and I'm like, wow, this is way too easy. And I realized that so some games need to kind of explain themselves a little bit, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I got to bring up one of my favorite, YouTube series that's out there. Hey Ash, what you playing? Did something on that where she said, I forgot what shooting game it was. I'll have to find the video. But she goes, oh, it was Fear. He was playing Fear.
Sphere.
And Fear, she said, well, her brother said, well, this is a scary game and this and that. And she goes, no, you can't be scared in this game when you're this unstoppable badass that can slow down time and do all this craziness. She goes, it's impossible to be scary at that point because there's nothing trying to pull you in. Like Dead Space, though, on the other hand, I think that one kind of nailed it.
Yeah, but towards the end they kind of didn't, because that's how you became.
Well,
You became this unstoppable juggernaut of badassery with Isaac.
right, but you had to work for it. You know what I mean? Shit, I did.
You put 2 guns together and bam, you made a mega gun.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I never did that.
Well, that's because, again, you suck.
Well, whatever. Anyway, Ron, you've been oddly quiet.
He's been
I'm
abused
under
because Kathy's
attack.
attacking him.
Yes. It's like, oh, wait.
By the way, next time I sound like a robot, let me know.
Yours
You're
right
right now.
now.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because sometimes when you talk, it just goes away.
Now,
for,
Ron,
like,
you sound like it.
Of course, it's like, all fucked up.
You guys are synths.
The time of our return is coming. Our numbers will darken the sky of every world. You cannot escape your doom. I am the
Amazing.
vanguard of your
Yeah, I'll have to figure out what it is. It seems to be specific to Google. I might try another
Yeah, I
browser
don't-
or something.
Cool mass pick, bro.
Yep.
So anyway, Ron, what's your opinion on all
Well,
this?
I mean, they have been getting, and I don't think it's just this era that we're noticing it either. I go to the Descent series. Single player in Descent 1 and Descent 2 had a concept of lives. If you ran out of lives, your game was over. When Descent 3 came out, they removed that. You just restarted from the beginning of the level. So it's stuff like that. If you even go to that, it's just it seems that they want you to progress in the game and see more of the game as opposed to making it just hard as heck.
Well,
Well,
behind that is because of Let's Plays and stuff like that. It makes people not, people hear, oh, that game is so damn hard, you're never going to beat it. And like, what the hell's the point of me playing it if I'm not going to get to the end? And, I could just watch somebody else get to the end.
Well, some people like that. Some people like the Dark Souls style where it's just...
There's
Yeah.
not that many people, though. That's a very small number. Because, as you guys have said, no one has the time anymore. They really don't for that.
Well, I kind of look, though, too, like it's weird. League of Legends versus Heroes of the Storm, right? One of these is easier to play than the other. Now, they were released later on down the line, so Heroes of the Storm, would you necessarily call that getting easier? Or would you say they're fixing maybe what was wrong with League of Legends and some of these other moments?
No, it's easier. I don't have to think when I play Heroes of the Storm. It doesn't make me think. League of Legends, they just added a crap ton of stuff, made it a bit more harder.
But it could also be perception, right? Good example of this is when we raided in WoW, right? We go into the first several times we've ever run into a boss and just wipe on the same exact shit every single time for weeks. We would do this, right? But then after a while, that raid got easier. Gear was a part of it, but you also learned what to do. And since Ron kind of brought this up earlier, Blizzard has that tendency to do that. The early raids, if you look them up, was only like 4, maybe 5 abilities that the boss would do, and that was tough as shit back then. And then they released an expansion. They said, well, we got to kick this up a notch, So then the boss would suddenly have 10 different moves that it would do. And they kept building. It's because gamers, we progress, right? We learn just like anything else over the course of time what to expect. So, and I'm just arguing, devil's advocate here, but maybe it's our perception is that games are getting easier, but because so many games are so similar now, maybe we know what to expect, and we kind of know how to approach these things. Maybe?
Maybe.
I mean,
but I can also tell the difference also because I remember back in the day the Illidan fight took 25 minutes, and that was with a very decent group.
Yeah, Illidan was a bitch. That was hard.
It took 25 minutes. The Lich King was half at the same level. Half.
Well, but he had some very
10
interesting
minutes max.
mechanics that caused a lot of issues. He was not easy.
I agree. He was not easy. He was a pain. He's still a pain in the ass. But still, that's what I'm trying to say, though. Like, yeah, the things got a little bit difficult, but at the same time, if this was like, what the hell is that? What's the one that came before WoW? It's older than
EverCraft?
Yes, EverQuest. I've had stories of people tell me where they literally had one guy, 24 healers, kill this one boss, this one world boss. It took them like 2 days.
Well, that's what you get for having all these healers.
Well, it was impossible otherwise, from my understanding.
I don't know.
But
That sounds like a broken game.
yeah. And then in one of the Final Fantasies, one of the bosses was supposed to be unkillable. Like, he one-shot people, and they found a way around it. They almost killed it, and they reset the boss.
Well, but again, that was probably designed that way for a reason. It probably fed into story or lore or something like that. You know what I mean? So there is a difference there, because the game itself is pretty easy to play.
Right, but
So,
it depends. Like, it comes down to it again. It varies on the game, the story, and the element of the game. Now, I wish Call of Duty in those games, and Battlefield would be a lot harder. That'd be awesome. Yeah, there's some pain in the ass parts, but you get past them. But
I don't know, because we are in the age of ADD. You know what I mean? Like, people, you're not going to hold someone's interest all that long like we would have. Like Final Fantasy IV, I know people who just quit playing it. It was too fucking long. It took them forever. It wouldn't hold their interest.
I'm sorry, are we still having a podcast here? I've had enough.
Oh, this guy. Get back here. fucking trolls. What is he up to? The dead silence. He's up to something. I don't know what it is.
Ron's a douchebag.
There he is. He's back.
Hey!
He's back. All right. No, but we will go ahead and finish this up, you guys. It's actually about that time, and we've pretty much beaten it
Oh,
down.
I didn't mean you had to finish it now.
No, I didn't get to
That
speak.
was just for comedy.
Oh, well,
I
fuck.
didn't
Go
even
ahead.
get to fucking talk about my thing. Goddamn.
No. Talk about your thing.
Comedy is lost on
Jesus.
show.
You're the one wearing the stupid hat.
Fucking, you're wearing a stupid hat. Fucking, I recommended the goddamn topic, and you were like, oh, time to end the show. Fuck you.
Word.
Okay. So, here's my problem. And, I guess it kind of stems from Fallout 4. I'm playing a tour, I'm not playing an RPG. I want to preface this by saying I have 109 hours spent in Fallout 4. So I
Wow.
don't hate the game by any stance. I have enjoyed the time I played in it. Althias in chat is talking about Damien always talking about this thing. Yeah, I am talking about this thing. It bugs me.
Must
Anyway,
be massive.
so I'm going to compare
Oh,
Fallout
jeez.
4 to Fallout New Vegas
Right?
right here. So within the first third of the game, you are tasked with finding somebody who has wronged you in some way, and you have to track them down and kill them. That's basically the objective. In Fallout 4, you go and you find him in his location after multiple quests, which you can't get to. You can't skip to him. You have to go through all the quest chains to get to him directly. In
Right.
Fallout New Vegas, you could walk right to where he is from the very beginning and fight him. It's going to be a hard fight, but it's not impossible.
Well, I think
And
you're oversimplifying, though, because, in Fallout 3, or New Vegas, excuse me,
Mm-hmm.
they gave you the starting quest right out the door.
They totally did.
4, you didn't know. You just stumbled upon this big world and all these struggles going on, and you got to pick a side to, figure this out. They took a different approach, so I wouldn't say that it's... Well, it is kind
No,
of
okay.
one way or another, but...
Let me talk about it though. You could
Yeah.
totally find him by happenstance. What if, say you're playing Fallout New Vegas and you see the New Vegas Strip in the distance, and you make your way past all the death claws or just walk all the way around without doing the quest, because it's an open world sandbox game. You can do whatever the fuck you want. So, I made a second character in Fallout 4 recently. I'm a boxer, so I just punch the shit out of people.
Nice.
It's kind of amazing to be in power armor because I just punch people's heads off. I went to the location where I knew where the guy was, and it wouldn't let me in. There was a computer that was impassable. I had to go through and do the missions first before it actually got me there. That's a little frustrating. Okay, I got to the guy, and there is no option but to kill him in just fighting him. In Fallout New Vegas, when you get to that guy, different guy obviously, but same point in the game, when you get to that person, you can actually talk him into multiple different ways of fighting him. You can have him be captured by Caesar's guys, and you can fight him in an arena. Or if you're a female, you can seduce him, screw him, and then kill him in his sleep. I'm just frustrated that in Fallout I have this in Fallout 4 I have this it's their narrative. It's no longer my narrative.
Well,
They're
it is,
simplifying
but-
the RPG.
The thing is, there is a small difference, right? You can choose not to kill the boss, right? Now, quick spoilers and nothing major. Yes, the boss still dies. You know what I mean? The last guy. But you do still have a choice as to whether or not you do it by your hand or by whatever else.
But in Fallout New Vegas, you have all this freedom. In Fallout 4, you don't have the freedom at all. He has to die in that instant.
That's pretty
And
much.
that's
And if you look
not-
back at Fallout, it was either 1 or 2, but if you know the story ahead of time, I think it's 2, you can walk out of the vault, run to the corner of the map, get the Gek,
Yep.
and run back and win the game. It's kind of like how you can speedrun Myst. Like,
Yeah, as long as you know that trick.
you
And
can
actually,
open
you
it
could do that with Fallout 1 and Fallout 2.
You can
Yeah.
do that with Fallout 3 also, actually.
Yeah, so like you
Oh,
can
yeah,
you
that's
can
true.
just win the game like if you know, which means that it's really truly open world. Whereas as you're saying in 4, you're on more of a tour.
Yeah, there are gates that you have to pass in 4 to progress in the story. It's not a true role-playing game, I feel, because of that. I feel limited in that factor, and that's what pisses me off about it. Is they're showing me their narrative and they're simplifying it, so I can't have my own narrative, and that frustrates me. I enjoy the game a lot. I've spent a lot of hours in it, but I don't have that freedom. That bugs me.
No, and it's pretty accurate and valid point. I mean,
So is this a different, out of curiosity, is this a different subject from what the roundtable is?
no,
it's-
because he basically just said the Fallout 4 is easier than any of the previous ones.
It's simplified, so I follow
Well,
their story instead of my
and
own.
let's just go like Bethesda in general. Like, if you ever played Morrowind, there's some people who speedran Morrowind. The way they did it was in the very first area, they brewed a potion that enhances their athletics by like a gazillion.
Oh
And
yeah, the
they-
space jump.
Yeah, and they could basically jump into space, and then they landed in the place where they instead of doing fast travel or normal travel, they basically jumped across the map, picked up the items they needed to get. Now, granted, again, it was sort of like they had to go through, some gates a little bit because you have to progress the story a little bit to make certain things happen.
Right.
But in general, like you can do whatever you wanted, and then in Oblivion and Skyrim, like it was a lot more controlled.
Yeah, there are gates in that one too. Like the dragons will never show up if you never do the main story quests at all. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, does anyone else have anything they want to throw in there real quick? No? Crickets? Crickets? Fantastic.
Racing games have gotten a lot harder. Like I said, it comes down to video games because right now I'm actually playing one.
But
So,
you
yes,
know that they have easy racing games and they have harder ones. Like what you're playing in other games, like Gran Turismo, are designed to be as realistic as they could, and that's kind of a sign of today's technology. I wouldn't necessarily call it easier or harder. It's
right, but at the
they're
same time,
different games.
it's all perspective, like you said.
That's true. It is.
Because I know some people who straight up, and this is crazy. They did the iRacing, and apparently they were so good at it that they actually put the kid in a real race car, and he had very similar times to a mid-pack run for that race car, which is
That's
which is
pretty
outstanding for someone who literally the only thing that he had a problem with was the heat of the car. He threw up because he was not used to that.
Right.
Which is insane. Putting someone who just played a video game into a real car and then performing just as well as a pro driver.
That is pretty impressive, but
Like you said, it's perspective on the game. It depends. It comes down to the game and what kind of game it is.
yeah. I agree.
I'm always going to see a majority of first-person shooters as a joke to play. I have not, except for the really old ones.
I'm going to recommend a game that I had in my Steam library and just looked at today. It's called Receiver. Receiver is the first-person shooter in the way that QWOP is a running simulator.
Oh God, no! Oh God, no!
Don't even say that game around
Oh.
us.
What game?
QWOP.
I can't understand you with the robot voice.
QWOP.
QWOP. QWOP.
What is
Yeah.
that?
It's fucking
Don't play it.
impossible. And if you really want to break something on your desk, go play it. Otherwise, stay the fuck away from it, like as far away as you can.
No,
Show,
go play it.
can I
That's
watch
right.
you play this game?
No,
Yes,
but
yes. Show, go play it.
you can go YouTube and look up Rage Quit QWOP, and that will tell you exactly what my reaction is going to be too. I'm just saying. QWOP is fucking impossible. Oh my God. I gotta find this game just to see how bad it is, but if
Oh
it's,
my God. The Guinness World Records officially recognizes the fastest 100-meter run in QWOP.
which
How
is
long?
51 seconds.
wow, that's patience too.
I can
Wow.
run. I can run
You
it
said
real fast.
QUOP?
QW.
QWOP.
I think it's on
Crazy.
like Congregate or
I want to end the podcast with Veg trying to play Quap.
Yeah.
Oh, that game.
Yeah,
yes, that
No,
game.
That game.
no.
He's
You know
noping
what?
right out.
No.
I might
Big
just
bucket to
record
milk.
it. I have some expendable keyboards. I might just record it and put it up for you guys. Anyway, that'll do it.
Competition before next podcast.
What's
So
that?
you can go the farthest.
Yes.
Um,
Quap challenge.
Top
All
challenge.
right,
Six
we'll do
gaming
Quap
Quap
challenge. Distance, huh? All right.
I can't get a positive score on that game.
It's okay.
Right?
We're
Me
going
either.
the distance. He's going for speed.
Oh,
No, it's going for the floor in that game.
I like a girl with a
That
short
was
skirt,
cool.
long jacket. Am I saying
Wrong
the
song.
right?
Hey, it's the right band. It was the right band.
Right band, yeah.
All right. So let's
Okay,
let's
that's
wrap
like
this
saying
up.
beer
you guys.
tastes like rum.
Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap this up. So thank you guys for coming to the Six Gaming Podcast. I am your host, as always, Shosan. Of course, we do this every Saturday at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can hit us up at twitch.tv/Shosan or at our Google side of the page, which you can find where, Ron?
I don't know.
You useless twat.
But you can find us on fb.me/6gaming.gg.
There you go. Thank you.
That's not Google, though, show.
Did I? Whatever.
Google, I'm like, what the hell's he talking
I
about
don't know,
Google?
YouTube. Fucking,
We're
it's
on
up
Google Plus too, if you know.
We are,
use that.
but
Those
we don't have a memorable URL.
No, not in the least. But
Google sucks. I just want to put that out there.
all right, so yeah, I am your host, Shosan. Thank you guys for coming with me. A very awesome and illustrious set of co-hosts. Of course, we have Captain Damien.
I'm not bustus.
Yeah, you guys could totally check out my YouTube channel at youtube.com/CaptainDamienGaming. Also, I hit 420 subscribers this past week, so
What? Light
my
up the
channel
board.
is officially
Why
blaze
not?
status.
420 blaze it.
It's 420
Yup.
blaze it.
Light it up.
Mhm.
Smoke a
360
bowl,
no scope.
son. All right, he's over here shaking his head. Mr. Pentherian.
Sorry, I'm a robot. I'll try not being a robot next time.
Yeah.
I
don't
like
know.
Penth Robot.
It is pretty clever. Now, if only we could get a Bob Ross robot.
Number 5 is alive.
There you go.
Nice.
That's even better. Even
Amazing.
better.
You know what I love about this?
Exterminate.
What I love about this is that the man of 1,000 voices can still do voices even when his microphone is messed up.
Right,
It's
I
awesome.
love it.
Hey, I do voices.
All right. Next, we have Mr. Vegito.
Windows 10, you are all right, but I hate that you forced me to upgrade. I hate you.
Hey, Cortana, shut down.
Doesn't work in a robot
No,
voice.
it didn't work. All
It
right.
doesn't work because I have my headset on.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Also that, and he renamed it.
Finally, Mr. Wrongplea. Welcome back.
It's good to be back from the home studio.
Right. And again, Shosan, you guys, thank you again for coming. Check us out next week. Finally, Mr. Wrongplea, take it away.
Hey, Cortana. See ya, bye.